Marty, you said after Tuesday night's game that if you could, you and your players wish you could play a game straight away with the nature of the way the match ended. Has it been a long 3 days in terms of that, or have you, as a group, moved on?
I think it was a long trip back home, definitely, because none of us were happy at all with the end of the game and the final result. But at the same time, I felt that the morning after, not a lot of sleep from any member of the staff, of the players. I think that all of us, we agreed that the most important was how we react. And I think that has been a strength of this group since I've been here, that we always focus on not on the mistake, or not in that case on the defeat, but on how we react to that. And definitely the aim is to make sure that we have a good performance tomorrow, which is a good thing, that it's not many days in between games. And all these feelings, we need to drive them in a positive way to have a strong performance.
Paul Nardi said in an interview this week that the following morning you went through as a group what went well, and there was a feeling of confidence leaving that room. How important is it to get that message across so that people, particularly within your dressing room, don't just focus on that one moment to summarise a 90-minute match?
Yeah, my job is always to try to be as objective, and that's very difficult because we are emotional and we are human beings, but try to be as objective as we can when we analyse our performances. It will be poor if we just are happy when we play badly and we just win a game. It's good to win football games, that's the reason why we're here, but we know that that's not the way to win in a consistent way. So that's why it's very important as well when we did, certainly, I would say, many good things, as we did against a good team, Coventry, during the game. I don't think it's fair to just say that it was a bad performance or everything was negative, just the opposite. Football is, I've been saying that a lot, and you know very well that we say that sometimes small edges can decide a game. If Michi scored that situation, or if they don't take this ball almost in between the goal line and the keeper, and it's a goal, perhaps we're talking about 3 points and everybody thinks that it's a fantastic performance. It was good moments for both teams. We had definitely, I would say, a good control against a team that is creating a lot of chances over the last games. And they just created in some set pieces, because they are very good at set pieces, set plays. Unfortunately, as I said, it was, I think, the first time over the last 62 games since I've been here that we concede a goal that make us drop points in the extra time. And that says a lot about the mentality and the resilience of these players. I think that all of us, we will sign again to not concede a goal in the extra time on the next 62 games. So it just happened, and we just need to move on.
In the time that you've been at the club, you've always said if your team has 1 goal, you want 2. If you have 2, you want 3. Is there anything that you would change about how we finish that game in terms of the aggressiveness of your players looking to win the match ultimately?
When you look back, and that's why in football the difficult thing is to predict what's going to happen. But afterwards, yeah, we can look back and say that perhaps after these 3 corner kicks, we should have not taken this throw in quick. But I want to value the courage of my players. Playing away against a team that is definitely chasing the playoffs, having a draw in the score, we could have just say, okay, you know what, we set up the team and we take the throwing in a different way. The reality is that we wanted to play quick because we were pushing, we were putting some pressure in minute 94 away, and we wanted to score this goal that gave us the 3 points. And unfortunately, it didn't go our way, and it was just the opposite. But I think that in the long term, to have this mindset, this mentality is the right one to get more points in the score. So we lost 1 point. Okay, hopefully that mentality will bring us soon a victory, and it will be more than just 1 point.
And in terms of Derby County, a unique situation perhaps in terms of facing the same manager you faced in the last game, albeit with a different team. In terms of the preparation, does that make life easier for you and the analyst team in terms of knowing what the manager's going to do, or actually quite the opposite, because how long has he had to implement his style in terms of John Eustace? Will they use the current style? How do you prepare for this?
Definitely it's not easier because, first of all, as you said, he probably had not a lot of time to prepare. So it doesn't matter how well we know him, because obviously he's an established, a good manager in English football, has done a fantastic job, not only at Blackburn, but in other clubs. So even though we know what we can expect, what are the way his teams usually perform, the reality is that he had not much time. So in this situation where the last couple of games, it was the interim manager leading the team as well, they made some adjustments it's difficult to know and to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. But the reality is that we have huge respect for them. We have huge respect for the manager. As you said, a very unusual situation because we just met him 10 days ago. But as always, focus on ourselves and identifying what are the keys that we think going to be more important and most important to do well in a game like this, and then make sure that we have the desire to bounce back, because we come with this angry feeling after that defeat, because as well we don't have the best performance away against them. We need to make sure that we focus on ourselves and we have a strong performance.
Ilias Chair, in the last couple of games you've moved him more into the middle in terms of the attacking three. How do you feel he's doing in that role?
Doing very well. It's a role that he already knew, so it's nothing new for him. In my opinion, he's a number 10 that has been playing a lot as a left winger for us, but because of the dynamics, because of all the players around him, he usually was driving inside, cutting inside. So in some way, the zones that he's now occupying when we are in possession are very similar. What is true is that we felt that Koki has been doing really well, that Koki Saito is very good in 1v1, that he's doing well on the left side, and the combination with him, with Ken, we feel that all of them together is a strong way to attack. And I'm very happy, how much I value Ili, but as well credit to the other players as well that are helping him to perform very well the last two games.
A big point you always make is the reactions of your players in moments or after matches in terms of the next moment and how you can impact that. 12 months ago, we had a disappointing defeat away at Stoke, and the reaction to that was winning the next 3 games of football. How important is it to be able to react to disappointments in that sort of fashion?
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of reaction that you want as a manager, and that all of us, we would like to have every time that there is, as you say, a mistake or just a wrong pass or during a game. The most important is the way we're going to face the next action. So I think that's the general mindset. Said that, we know that it's not going to be easy. I think that looking at the table, perhaps someone can expect that we should be better than Derby and that it's going to be an easy game. The fact is that they come in a bad trend. So we know, because we have been there already this season and last season, we know how desperate you are to get points when you're in a situation like this. The fact that they got a new manager probably is a boost of energy for them as well. So I think that we need to be mentally very prepared to face a difficult opposition, and that we need to perform at our best. But that's the kind of demands that we have with our players, that no matter what is the situation, no matter what is our current trend or the opposition trend, the reality is that we need to try to be better every day. And again, I think that we come from a performance where we did some, I would say, a lot of good things at good level. We need to make sure that we just do a little bit more, this 1% extra that I'm always asking for, and try to get the 3 points and hopefully get back into a good trend.
And just finally, regarding team news, we know Ryan Coley is out until next month. In terms of Kadi Dembele and Lucas Anderson, how close are they to returning?
They have been training at good level this week. Obviously, is a difficult week in terms of training because the team has been traveling, and with these 2 games in a row is not a regular week. But they have been certainly taking steps forward, and they seem to be very close. The good thing is that both of them are confident, in a good mood, and it's always nice to see players back from their injuries. So hopefully they're going to be ready very soon.
I'm looking forward to being back at Loftus Road.
Always. I really appreciate the effort that I think it was 1,200, 1,300 in a cold Tuesday night at Coventry. I really appreciate that support. Hopefully we can give them these 3 points, and it's always good. The feeling to play at Loftus Road, it's always great. So looking forward for more.